Well, what's up, everybody? But welcome back to the Tape Never Lies pregame show. I'm Ivan Vargas. Of course, I got my man Big Steve Edwards with me. Steve, how you doing tonight?
Oh man, all good, man. Just what can you say? Ready for some football? I see Coconut Pete is already on here. Who's ready for some more disappointment?
Yeah,
No doubt about it, man. It's the way you feel. Like, what do I got to be excited for? Like, what am I looking for? I'm scared about everything tonight. Like Caleb Self, Braxton Jones all of a sudden got a concussion. It is what it is, man. I would love the best case scenario. The Bears shock us and do something great, man.
yeah,
I think that would be the best feeling in the world. But hey, no,
yeah.
it's not happening. It's
Yeah
not
we're
happening.
we're definitely just hoping for the best here. And if the Bears shock and surprise us, cool. No expectations. No
Yeah,
expectations. Kind of feels freeing, doesn't it?
yeah,
It feels like you could go ahead and it feels like anything could happen, and you still, won't be as disappointed as you would be if you expected the Bears to come out here and truly compete with a Vikings team that's really, really good. Before we get started, though, Steve, make sure you guys like, share, subscribe to the Tape Never Lies Network. Make sure you become a patron today at www.thetapeneverlies.com to check out the halftime show, especially tonight with Steve. I said, now I'm calling Phil Steve. See what's going on? What is this with you guys? With Phil
I
and
was
Shayne.
I
I'm
was
trying,
all
I'm,
jacked up,
I'm
man.
trying to pretend. I'm overthinking the Phil Steve dynamic. I don't know what's going on with me.
But that's let's blame it on the Bears. They
Let's blame
got
it
you
on the
all
Bears.
discombobulated up in here, man. On
Yeah.
big field, uh
Little Steve.
Black, yeah, little Steve, just all of it. We're gonna blame it on the Bears and what they got us all twisted up emotionally, psychologically. Um, they got us all, bad takes. Don't come up in here today with those bad takes. Now, I don't want to hear none of that. Let's just keep that. Let's keep this thing real status quo in here. Who was my man last week with the Bajan? Like, only reason I want to see Bajan if shit is getting out of hand. If it's getting out of hand, get him out of there. Get Caleb out of there and bring Bajan in. I'm not talking about. Let's see what Bajan can do to spark us and lead the team. Yay, Bajan. No, like if things are getting rough,
Then bring Bajan in.
Abagaje out there at left tackle. Am I correct? Is that who
Yes,
is started at left tackle
they're
today?
gonna start Kareem
Oh my God,
Amagaje
we could
at
talk
left
about
tackle.
that, but it's gonna be hectic today, man.
Yeah, I'm again, Steve. I'm my focus, right? My keys again. Obviously, number one, Caleb Williams. Then it goes down to who the hell is out here playing good for the Chicago Bears, right?
Yeah.
Then it's who the fuck isn't playing well for the Chicago Bears. Who's making business decisions? I don't care if it's veteran or a journeyman. I really don't care. I don't care if it's a superstar or a guy that you just got off the practice squad. Who's out here giving it their all? I know we only have 5 games, and we're calling us as fans, Steve. I mean, you playing the game, obviously as a player, you would never want to have this feeling. But like us as fans, it's almost as if like those are the things you have to look for. And as a player, if you're not giving it your all, you could be out the door. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like if you're not out there in my eyes and you see and you point, everybody could get it at this point. Everybody could be called out. Everybody could be, on the hot seat, if you will. Even our GM, and our GM has dealt with a lot of criticism as of late. How do you feel about that? Especially, I want to go right to that. How do you feel about Ryan Poles and him having this hot seat all of a sudden with his decision making and with some of these coaches wanting some of the personnel that they would want to hook up with and bring in to the situation?
Yeah, it's very it's hard to put your finger on it because it's very also strange. Obviously, when there's smoke, there's fire. Everybody's getting a little bit of the heat. Everybody's getting a little bit of the heat at this point. I mean, it wasn't shortly ago that Ryan Poles was being praised for his big trade move. We're still reaping the rewards. I think we're just starting to a big glaring light is starting to be kind of microscope has been put on some of his moves that really did pan out, and they're just really, really big move. Like it's one thing to make a mistake, but some of these mistakes are really glaring. Um, Obviously, you look at the Claypool's giving a second round draft pick for him, and that was a disaster. The Nate Davis signing is disaster. You're looking at this Ryan Bates signing is starting to not, it's not off to a good start. Guy, you so much hype, and obviously I'm high on the film and the things he could bring. Me and Phil were both high on him, but you got to be available, and that's not off to a good start. Just patching together the O line. I think that's where he was at. He was trying to patch something together, but like you can't undermine that there was some bad decisions as far as who he's patching this line up with. When you had opportunities to get a better center that was out there, you decided to get Coleman Shelton. I can't remember the center for Washington, who's having a pretty good year, but he was available. You look at those type of moves. Now you're looking at Gamagaje. This be another testament to Ryan Poles O-line evaluation that's not working out. Obviously he's been hurt. That's his biggest thing. But what a heck of a time to throw in your rookie left tackle on the road, who has not really got too many reps, was hurt in the preseason training camp. Then he was available to come back and got hurt again. Now he's back available and like, hey, guess what? Hey, we're going to throw you on the road in Minnesota, where it is one of the most intimidating places to play. It's not going to be kind for the heart, and they got some dogs coming off the edge over there, so we're going to see a lot about him. Obviously, regardless of he played at Yale, he needs that experience like before that. You'll hope but he hasn't been available. I think,
and I don't think, and it's not. I don't think it's and for people out there, it's like I don't think it's a discredit to Kyron. Or I don't think Kyron is being attacked right now. I don't think it's his fault that he's being thrown out there. But it's unfair to him and his development because he's been hurt. You didn't get the depth that you said you were going to get. You don't have the guys that you could trust out there. You have this like kind of rotation of guys who have not been together all season. You haven't had a five. How many games or how many weeks in a row have we had a unit of 5 guys complete? Like I don't think we've had one all year.
I don't think it's been many times we've had a starter unit, except for the beginning of the season where you got your guys. Obviously, it started off with the Nate Davis in and out, and kind of starting and then out. And Pryor kind of took over that role, and then you obviously had Jenkins, and then at times you lost Braxton. Coleman Shelton, I think, is the one common denominator that has been in there. I think even at one point he went out for, and then you had Darnell Wright has been out. So it's been a mix and match of all kinds of people. And one of my more consistent players I think that has been out there is Matt Pryor. Hey, my bias of number 79 in the house is always there, but I've been calling. I think, he had a perfect season, but I think he's been one of the most stable and consistent pieces that you had on this offensive line, along with the versatility. So I'll give O lineman of the year, and with 4 games left to him. And then you have Braxton Jones. That's another pick that Poles has had 3 years ago at the 5th round. And you sit here, and I'm not saying he's been awful, but he's not the answer. And they try to make him the answer. And they went 5th round, and they're hoping to have this project. You got this gem of a 5th round pick that we've developed into. That's what they really wanted. He had the athleticism, but he doesn't have the anchor. He doesn't have the punch, and it hasn't been corrected. And he continues to get driven right into the lap of the quarterback, and you can't have that in this league. So all these moves, and then obviously the Eberflus, and who knows? Obviously he was given a handful of candidates when he first joined. Saying he could have had a choice of the matter, But yeah, come on. Is he going to go outside? Hey, this is your choices. We vetted them. We did our process. We're going to say, no, I don't want these. I'm going to go with my own guy. No, he went with who the best candidate he felt in that little selection of players that of coaches he had. But then it was the fact that he pounded the table for Eberflus coming into the year is well documented that he did that. I think that's looking glaringly bad right now. So, and then it seems fractured to the point where, Kevin Warren has gotten out in front, and it seems like there's some kind of power struggle there. I mean, Shayne brought it up last time we had to bear down. Last Monday was like, would it either be a contract extension or do you let Poles go? And then you're hearing that Poles might want to go. He might want to step away. But I say there's still some trust in Poles there a little bit. I don't know if it's just a reactional thing. We want something new and we want to start everything new. I think he's done some good things, but I think that, the biggest thing where his should be his expertise at O-line. And so if I'm looking at one thing, and it's okay with I'm not going to really hold the coaching situation against him. It's the fact that he is an offensive lineman and he hasn't got that right. And I mean, he did get other positions right. I think he tried to patch that line up in a way where he's like, okay, let me address these other areas and I can hit the O-line. But I think
you think that arrogance to that? You think there was Steve, do you think there was some arrogance to that?
Yeah, I think there is. I think you feel like you play the position, you can identify players but that's a risky thing. That's a risky thing. And I don't know what his eye is. I would have been a guy like, oh, this guy can't anchor. You know what I mean? That would have been the first thing I would have saw out of Braxton. This guy can't anchor. I'm sure there was film on him not being able to anchor. And obviously you feel like you can fix that, but I wouldn't have been coming into the year like this is my starter, but I don't know. I think there is some arrogance there that he's had, and I think now he has to, if he's the one to come back, he has to look himself in the mirror in his own position that he played and say, I need to do better. I need to do better. And they need to bring in an offensive line coach under the new regime that's going to help him get better. A guy who knows technique, who is better than Chris Morgan as far as technician, because you can tell Chris Morgan is not, how are you going to look at technique and evaluate a player and you can't, and obviously your players are lacking that. So I just don't see those things adding up as far as an O-line coach. The O-line coach who understands technique, can teach it, can look on the film and be like, hey, I can get this player better. I know, okay, you see the talent there. I can work on these things because I know I have these drills. I know I have my systems in place to get players better. And that might be a better person to sit there if he's humble enough to take the expertise from and help him evaluate O-line better.
Now, and I'm not saying that he hasn't made some choices. It's like a Kyron Namagaji where he got him, okay, but not to start. Braxton Jones, okay, but not as a starter. Like his mentality, and what I meant by arrogance is exactly what Steve said. So I don't want him. I want him going after the top of the line. If he's going to be the GM. And there's going to be a marriage between, like, for me, Mike Vrabel, right? Or even a Ben Johnson. There's got to be an understanding that you have to go get primo offensive line help. I mean, you have to get top talent in the draft. Whoever the top is, who is the guy? Will Campbell, whoever the hell it is, and you're in position to get at that point, you need to go grab. Or unless you got to trade down and go maximize those picks on more offensive linemen. Because if you're not thinking like that, then I think Ryan Poles has got to go.
Yeah, and I mean, I think the decision will be made. He'll be here, or he won't be here. And I think if he's here, you ride with him. Hopefully, there's a clear direction. It's just a touchy situation. Is he a guy going into a lame duck year? I would hope if he's uncomfortable, I would hope that he asks for his way out. I think it just goes more into the messiness, which is the whole Bears situation. If he does just leave, because I'm not happy with her, but it might be what the Bears need to go clean slate, get everybody evenly on the same page as far as, hey, we're on the same level. GM coach coming in together. It's just a lot of questions that need to be answered, and we still got 4 games left to be played. It's crazy, and it used to be where we can look at these games and Caleb. Obviously, I think that's still the case of watching Caleb getting better, but it used to be, hey, we have these games to finally get our minds off the other stuff. But last week was so bad that I think we were all excited to finally get away from that press conference and watch the Bears on their new head coach. It was so bad, not nothing against Thomas Brown, but like just the situation he's had been handed. That you're not really looking. We're going to tune in tonight. It's here in our face. People asking me all day, hey, are you watching? Are you watching? What are you going to do? It's just like this. We're like laughing at our own Bears, you know what I mean? And like, yeah, I'm watching. Of course I'm going to watch. Some people have a backup. People got backup plans tonight, man. Who has a backup plan? Let me know. What is your backup plan today if things get out of hand? Because it's one thing we do the Bears competitiveness. I would love that. How about that?
Here's the backup plan.
Yeah, I know is that thing frozen?
It's ice. It's chill.
Yeah, you got a nice igloo drink over there.
It's chill.
Yeah, what mine is right here. I'm right with you.
We're going plan B. Me and Steve.
Yeah, well, I'm sipping. What's your backup plan tonight? VR golf. That sounds excellent. Let's look and see. Let's see what we got here. What is y'all backup plans? Just let's lighten this thing up for a second. Go play some Xbox. That Call of Duty might be on play tonight. That could be it. You don't have a really good other Monday night football game. Backup plan is to go to bed. That is another plan too. Get your butt to bed and get a hey, has anybody ever get these text messages that like are not from anybody? Yes. And it's like, hey, just wrapped up there. You're ready to go home. Can you come grab? Like, who is this? Like, and then you respond like, who are you? Like, what's that?
It's a scam is who it is.
Oh, yeah, like these scammers are sending text me. I was like, who the heck is this time I just wrapped up things? Come pick me up.
It's a Nigerian prince.
Yeah. That's Ryan Poles hitting me up, talking about wrapping shit up till you can scoop me up. Oh man. But yeah, man, backup plans are in. You gotta have one tonight to save yourself. Just have one. If you don't have one, get one. Have one on deck.
And Nick Dubb, great point. And I'd mentioned this to the boys on Keeping It 100 on Wednesday. That you had said, Steve, that you were leading this charge with not having Thomas Brown coming out of the booth and having either Hightower or whoever or Washington be the interim head coach, just to give him that marriage and that intimacy with Caleb and his development. Now he's got to go ahead and do everything. You know what I'm saying? And we got our guys Shayne in the
building. What I say? That's what I said. What I'm saying.
My backup plan is sleep. That's all I want. That's all I came here for.
Absolutely. What's going on, Shayne?
Oh God, I have a little update here for you guys. I'm just loading it up from Adam Schefter on the Bears coaching search.
Oh Lord, here we go.
Yeah, let me get this up here for you guys.
Chicago Bears. Adam Schefter is back with us. And Adam, the trend that continues in Chicago where they draft a quarterback, happened with Trubisky, happened with Fields, now it's happened with Williams. Then they fire the coach in that rookie season. And in terms of this desirability of this job and what direction they might be looking and what else might change this offseason in Chicago, what do you got for me?
Well, they're going to go on a search to find a partner for Caleb Williams because he becomes the most important asset that they have right now to sell to a coach. So you have to figure that they're going to want to get some type of offensive-minded head coach that can get the best out of Caleb Williams and develop him to the fullest potential. You're going to see them, I would think, at some point in time, talk to the Lions offensive coordinator, Ben Johnson. You're going to see them reach out to other candidates as well that are out there, any number of them. But this will be the biggest priority this organization engages in. Now, they said that Ryan Poles, the general manager, will continue to lead the search. Obviously, Kevin Warren, the president, will be there. Those two men will help decide the future of this franchise. And many people around the league believe that when the coach hire is made, that it will be made with the offense in mind, and that coach will have some type of offensive background, because it's the most important thing that this organization will do. There's so much riding on this next hire for this franchise, and we'll see what they decide to do next, Scott.
So, with that being said, here is the nuclear scenario that I think everybody needs to realize. Let's just say that the Bears have earmarked Ben Johnson. Let's just, not saying that that's what I want. Let's just say that that's who they go after. We've been down this road before. My biggest fear is if that is the direction that you go. Zach Kiefer was on with Hogan Johns talking about it. He spent some time in Detroit with Dan Campbell, with Ben Johnson, and with Aaron Glenn. And he said, yeah, if you're looking for somebody that can command the room, that can lead the 53, your two guys, obviously Dan Campbell, but your two guys are going to be Mike Vrabel and Aaron Glenn. Cut, end of story, no doubt about it. If you're looking for a guy that's brilliant, X's and O's, but who we have no idea if they can lead a room, then he's talking about Ben Johnson. So the fear is, and Steve, you're a player, these players are they're at the point where they're questioning everything about this organization, leadership, ownership, all the way down through. My fear is you go out and you hire Ben Johnson because of his offensive background. He gets it up in front of the 53. He knows what he's talking about when he's talking about offense. That's great. But if it's not just the 53 in the offseason, it's 90. It's a 90-man roster. You get up in front of those 90 men and you're wavering, kind of learning on the fly, you may lose the fucking team before you're even out of fucking OTAs with the way that this locker room is. Because you don't know. You're taking a gamble if he can lead the team, if he is the right guy there. Whereas if you go and you're looking at a guy like, let's just say Mike Vrabel, you know that he could command the 53. You know that he can command the 90-man, the 90 men. He can command the room. The questions with him are you going to hire the correct coaches? So you have to decide which one is more important. To me, listen, man, I'm one of those guys. I don't think you just become a leader. We went through this with Mitch. Either you fucking got it or you fucking don't.
Right.
And that's not something that you can manufacture. That's not something $1 million athletes buy into. Because Steve, you've been there. You guys are the first ones to fucking know. And if Ben Johnson gets in there and is timid and wavering, you guys, professional athletes especially, you see that and it creates an issue. Yeah. And it could be over before it even starts.
Yeah. Well, the only thing, and that's very true. The only thing that he would have in his wheelhouse is having a successful, and if it's Ben Johnson, he's a guy who struggles to control a room, or his only thing is success. Is putting guys in guys' position to be successful, and having an offense that's off the charts that starts developing into that, and also bringing in the right coaches on the defensive side of the ball. He'll have to surround himself with a really good, a coaching staff that and that's something he'll have to take in. He got. I think the big part about it, obviously, he's going to be a coach, head coach. Yeah. He's going to have to surround himself with a really good staff. And for us as an organization, that's something that we're very weary of. And Ben Johnson's one of my guys who I'm liking, but I'm very weary of. Can he command the room? That's something that is my fear. I think when I look at every coach, there's a little certain fear that I have, and that's the one with Ben Johnson. And I just kind of think about how can he supplement that. Obviously, players want success. They want to be successful. Can he get the right coaches around him? And he might not be that leader.
Right.
Maybe I don't know. What's Kevin O'Connell? I kind of look at him. Was he known as a fiery type of guy before he got?
I don't think he was fiery, but he played in the league. He was, I believe, O'Connell was like a 3rd-round draft pick of the Patriots.
Yeah,
I believe back in the day.
League, so he
was in the league,
and that's huge. That is huge.
And he was a fucking quarterback where you have to be a fucking leader.
Yeah, and that is huge. I didn't know that much about him. Then you got Vrabel. His thing, what offensive coordinators do you got to have offensive coordinator 1, 2, 3. He's gonna have to have that's the thing.
And it's got to be the right offensive line coach also.
Yeah, O-line coach. And I feel like Vrabel's gonna come in with a good O-line coach. That's the one thing I feel like that guy is gonna do, is gonna bring in an O-line coach, because he's gonna run the ball.
Well, that's his identity, right? That he has
his identity. You know what I mean?
He has an identity
in the trenches.
We
you know
don't
what I
have.
mean? He's gonna be a guy to get that thing right. You look at how obviously. He wasn't a GM, but when he was at the Titans, they had Simmons and all those big monsters. That's when Vrabel was there. He had good offense and defense alignment. But his big thing is, hey, have that first coordinator. Then you got to have, hey, what's your plan for a second coordinator? Because if the first coordinator balls out and he has a chance to, if he gets Caleb to that point, to play, and if Caleb's doing it with under all this crap. So if you bring a guy in and Caleb puts some great numbers and the offense is rolling, who's your other coordinator? Who's your other coordinator? Have an answer, because we've seen that story, right, with Lovey. I don't even know if Lovey really got it the first time. The only best person we had in there was Turner, but he never really had those answers at coordinator. But obviously under different circumstances, we didn't have a quarterback of this level. So it's a lot. That's those are the dangerous things. And it has Brady from Buffalo. Not somebody said Joe Brady has stepped into the room. Who said that? There's somebody.
Yeah, I saw that. And I think he'll be. I think he'll be involved.
You gotta say it. You gotta think.
And do you want to know who? Do you want to know who his agent is? You want to know who Joe Brady's agent is?
If it's fucking Trace Armstrong, I'm gonna fucking be pissed.
It's Trace Armstrong.
Gone. Done.
It's Trace Armstrong.
Get him out.
Oh shit.
Get him out.
Oh man,
listen, I don't want to shit all over. I don't want to shit all over Ben Johnson, but it's going to come down to, you have to believe if Ryan Poles is truly going to be here. You have to believe in Ryan Poles, Ian Cunningham, and Kevin Warren, that they are going to be able to interview this guy and believe that he can command the fucking room, if that is the direction that they want to go. Yeah. And I don't believe in those guys. I don't believe they can find that out. I just don't believe. I heard Ryan Poles on a pre-game interview tonight tell everybody that we've brought in guys that are hard-nosed, that are ultra competitive, in all of this word salad bullshit. No, because you know what? A Hail Mary fucked up your locker room. So I don't want to hear that you guys are hard-nosed and competitive. You know what? Jalen Johnson's walking into the fucking game tonight, all suited and booted in his fucking mink and his big fucking hat and all of that shit. Great, dude. I'm glad you're putting all that fucking time into getting ready to walk the fucking carpet going to the game. You better shut down Addison tonight. You better shut down the best wide receiver in football tonight. Get ready, guys, because like I'm saying,
this is if you get embarrassed on Monday night, like you got embarrassed in San Francisco last week, there's, like I said, Shayne, the focus, the three big things: Caleb Williams, who wants to be here and who doesn't want to fucking be here. Those are the things that everybody should be watching for the next 4 weeks. 4 weeks, right?
Yeah, you're saying that you're not saying if Caleb wants to be. You're saying
no.
Team,
Caleb's development.
The players,
Caleb's development's number one. If the players want to fucking be here, and if the players don't want to be here, those are the things you should be fucking watching.
Exactly. And that's what you have. If you want to be a GM or you're into all of this, you guys have heard me talk a million times about this. Those are the things that you're watching beyond even the reps. You see the buy-in. You're monitoring what guys are doing on the fucking sideline. Are you invested? Are you looking at your tablet? Or are you just sitting there waiting for the game to get over? Those things all matter. And the Bears are they're in a bit of a pickle, Dick, right? Because you're really damned if you do, damned if you don't. If they go out and hire Mike Vrabel, a section of the fan base and most of the media are going to vilify them just because it's not an offensive-minded head coach.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, who gives a fuck? But I'm just saying, if they go out there and hire Ben Johnson and he falls apart in the locker room, then they're going to get fucking vilified for being the same old Bears. So you have no fucking more rope left. You have to hit on this hire or you're fucked for the next 3 years minimally.
Yeah, and I thought it was just at one point about a week ago, I thought it was as simple as like, hey, get one of these motherfuckers out of the tier A, because it used to be we don't get the guys out of the tier A. We get people tier C, but like it's not even that simple going to get the guy out of tier A. Like Shay said, you damn if you do, damn if you don't. If you don't get this shit right, if this guy don't come in and nail this shit, you're gonna be criticizing. But that's the position the Bears have put themselves into, and it's just and right now way we're things could be different than what we're seeing, but we're getting way too many reports. We saw the press conference. It's very telling of what's going on. Like I've never seen a general manager sit there just this guy walks with his chest out. And I talked about that. He's a Boston College guy. I was making fun of Boston College guys being super prideful and cocky, damn near like really super cocky guys. And to see him just kind of deflated was very telling. So I brought up Shayne that, hey, is he going to be there? Like that's still out there.
Yeah. No, it is. It's listen, if it was me, if I was Kevin Warren, they're gone.
Oh yeah.
I think there is some good things about Ryan Poles. I'll be honest. But if it's me, they're gone.
Looking at it, looking back, right? You're
cleaning the slate and you're getting the fucking GM and the head coach on the same timeline, and anybody they hire is going to want Caleb Williams. So you don't have to worry about that.
If Ryan Poles was such a home run, you would have coaches wanting, like you would hear more coaches decisively wanting to be on the Bears. But then you hear Ben Johnson having these, questions. He has a list, right? They have to go interview your ass. It's not the Bears are such a good landing spot that it's just a given you're going to get a great coach. These guys are coming with, hey man, what are you going to bring me? What do you have to offer me to coach your team?
Ben Johnson has been selective up to this point.
Right.
He's been for a reason and good for him. That just means that he's smart. I get it.
Yeah.
But if you have any questions on if this guy can lead a franchise, I can't have him learning that on my watch.
Yeah. I think we're at a point where you can't sit here. I know some people are like, hey, we're still in the middle of the rebuild, and Poles really started this rebuild. I don't think we're at a point where you could say, no, letting him finish. We can easily have somebody come in here and complete the damn rebuild. We're at a point where you might need somebody to come over and take this thing over from here. So I don't feel that attachment to Poles where, you know, it's something about it I like because I got to meet the guy, but I'm not opposed to having a fresh slate, having somebody else come in here and like, hey, this is what we got left. We got first, 2 seconds, you know, third, we need the O-line. We need to get that together. Like somebody come in and start fresh with the court. And then I almost might feel better of that new GM picking this coach. I might feel that the optics might look, it's going to look better. It might feel completely better if you bring in a new GM and be like, okay, it's a new mind.
It sends a message to the fucking locker room that what has happened is not good enough.
Absolutely. Now you're talking. Now you're sending a message. Now it might not, you know, it still matters who you hire, but it might just send, hey, who the fuck we bring in here is who we bring in here, motherfuckers. You could be let go. So there's so many levels to this thing, and we got games to play. It's crazy. It's like, but we're in a very precarious situation where this could be very damning to the organization for years to come. Like where if you don't get this damn thing right and you fuck this up with this quarterback and he wants to get out of here in 3 years and he has the juice to do it. Yeah. And he probably will. He gave us a chance that if it's not right, this guy might want to out of here. You know what I mean? And then or if we don't develop him right, like what are the other chances are we going to get at a quarterback of this on this level? You know, so it has to. I hope these guys realize and stop acting like they got, you know, it's just, man, fuck, man.
It is, man. It's hard to figure out what they're going to do. Like I said, if I had $10K to push to the middle of the table, my assumption would be they're going after Ben Johnson to be the head coach of the Chicago Bears.
And that's, I mean, that came from Belichick camp, right? They put that out there, which was a hard signal that they are eyeing this guy. And
did you see his? Speaking of, not to go off on a tangent, but the way his contract is set up, he could be he may not. There's an out where he may never even coach a fucking game for North Carolina.
What?
Yeah. Yes.
Like if the Bears said we're going to give you full authority, or the Jets or anybody in the league, he's got a fucking out.
I think it's 10 million the first year, and then after that it's like drops to like $1 million. So he could just, if he gets the right call, I'm out, and then it goes to his son.
Yep. And then his son is the head coach. Yeah.
Wow. Damn, that's some fucking juice right there.
Yeah.
That's some juice.
Yeah. Get the infrastructure in place. See you later. Or if somebody comes, because we haven't even got to the end of the year. Smart dude. I mean, that's what else can you say about Belichick? That's just a smart ass move.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like I said, we'll see. I know you guys are going to be wrapping up here. I just wanted to texted Ivan that with Schefter, but hey, we'll see. We'll see what they do. We'll see. You can say whatever you want. I don't think he's going to pick the head coach, but I think that Caleb Williams is 100% going to be involved along the way.
Yeah.
So we'll see, but let's just get out of this game. I just want to see I want to see these guys fucking take some fucking pride in what they're doing.
Yeah.
Because I have not seen that.
Yeah.
With most of the players. You know, I have not been down on our quarterback at all this season. Roma Dunze last week, I understand the 2 touchdowns, great. You pissed me off, dude, with your bullshit in the fucking end zone. You're getting fucking boat race. Jonathan Owens, same type of. I don't need that shit on my team. I don't. Rome, tell your dad to holster the fucking tweeter because he ain't helping you, bro. All of that shit.
That's when you got a Vrabel, you know that shit's getting cut out, and that's when you know that's not happening.
What do you think if the Bears go out and hire Mike Vrabel? What the fuck do you think the first tweet from Robin Dudze's dad is going to say? He's already said it's got to be an offensive guy, and if my son played for any other team in the NFC North, he has 1,500 yards this season because it's got to be an offensive coach. Just shut the fuck up. How about that, Dad?
Yeah.
In Rome, go play. I don't need to see you fucking dancing when you're down 20, bro.
No, that shit's got that. If that shit, if it happens
culture.
that way, if it happens that way tonight, then I would question Thomas Brown. I'd be like, Thomas, you're saying all these things, but you can't go ahead and address that. I understand you're in a tough predicament, but you have the authority to be like, hey, we're not doing that. Don't do it. Don't do it. Like if you want to go ahead and establish yourself as a true head coaching candidate, that's something that you have the authority and should have the obligation to fucking go out and do if your team is getting your asses kicked and celebrating and wanting to go run down to a fucking camera halfway down the stadium when the score the deficit is double digits. Like, that's embarrassing to me.
Terrible.
Yeah, and I guarantee you that those damn San Francisco fans were giving them the business when they did that. Like, you guys suck. You guys are down. What the hell are you doing that? You know what I mean? Yeah, man. I hope that has been corrected from Thomas Brown. You know what I mean? There's a little bit. I'm at like a 5% intriguedness of this game, but a big, huge percentage of that is a lot of worry of Caleb Williams and keeping him safe, and making that smart move. If it's he's been sacked way too many times.
Yeah. Welcome to the NFL, Karan Amagaji here.
Oh my God!
Right.
20 more minutes.
Yeah.
I mean, if this guy can, I mean, it's either going to be a very disastrous thing for him, or he really shows something that, like, hey, we got something. But most importantly, let's make sure you keep the kid upright. I mean,
come on, run the fucking football. Go, slow him down that way. Establish the fucking run. You paid Swift. You activated Darrington Evans. I think people sleep on Darrington. I think Darrington Evans is a nice little back that can give you some.
Darrington he has that get up. He has that boom, that kind of agility and that spring that, I mean, he might not have the overall speed to get away, but he could get some chunk yardage for you.
Yeah. And he can make some plays in the passing game. So come out, establish the run, and then try to hit one up top. We'll see. And Cole Kmet, how about you wake the fuck up and come back and play some football?
Yeah, do something, Cole.
That would be nice.
All right, Shayne.
All right, I'm out here. See you guys later. Bear down.
Yeah. All right, Shayne.
Not down too far. See ya.
Oh, sorry.
That was Shayne coming through.
I was like, Shayne, get the fuck out of here. No.
Like, he's like Adam Schefter himself. He comes in like, okay, there you go. He's got some fire. He's got some report. That's good news.
I want Mike Vrabel. I'm just gonna be flat out. But if it is, Ben Johnson, or honestly at this point, God forbid Joe Brady, because I don't want to hear the name Trace Armstrong anymore. If it is Ben Johnson, fine. Make sure whoever's running the show as the GM is getting him the offensive line that the Detroit Lions have. Right?
Yeah.
Because that's the only way things are going to go the way we want it to go. Because if that's what you want to mirror, which I have no qualms with mirroring them, you're going to have to go get the personnel to become the Detroit Lions. You can't just be like, oh, here, Ben, here's this, make it the Lions.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that's clear. Now, hopefully we're not that stupid of an organization to expect that he's going to come in. He's always has an infrastructure built over there. I know the game is starting real quick.
Super chats.
All teams in the North hire first-time head coaches, so of course the Bears will hire some loser like Flores. I don't know. I mean, everybody's going to have their favors and they have their spin. I don't think Flores is a loser per se. I think he comes with a lot of baggage a lot of controversial baggage. There's no doubt of his person. I just don't know. I mean, obviously the two, and that was something I wanted to do a little research before. Obviously we had the pregame show. So hopefully by when we come back for the big Bear Down with Big Steve, that's something I'm going to look at. What was that demographic with Tua? What was, get a little insight of that, because that's one of the things I think that kind of takes him out of the whole equation. You got Gary O-line in the draft. PDD BPA Shayne with the 1s and 2s. Okay. I'll be doing some yes. O-line in the draft. I mean, there's no doubt there's O-line in the draft, but we're not gonna. I think you got to be smart about it. Pick where you need to pick. If there's something you need to trade back. If the guy wasn't there, you need him. Or if it's a D lineman, get the D lineman. You know what I mean? So obviously it should be O-line, D line, but there's a lot of needs. We got a lot of time to talk about that. But hey, we're about to get out of here. Everybody's dropping out of here because the game is going. I can see the numbers just whoop.
First plays a run to DeAndre Swift up the middle.
Okay, I'm about to get on. Yeah, we here live. We should have had a damn live viewing and watched us just get fucked up. Like,
oh my god, we
need to do that. Me and Ivan just
Detroit. Detroit. We'll do Detroit. How's that?
Yeah, we might have to do the Detroit game and just put ourselves out of our misery.
We could do Detroit.
But all love to you guys. Thanks for coming through pregame show. Me and Ivan, right? And we're gonna be up out of here, man. Peace. We'll see you guys. You know the lineup for the week, and we'll get back with you guys. All right. Peace.
All right. Peace.